Okay, so let me start. I might even admit that this could have been a little bit easier, but nevertheless, I think you guys are very capable of doing this. So let's do one by one. And here is your, every question is going to start with, just set it up. Remember, we're going to use a percent proportion. Percent. This is part. And this is total. So I'm going to use this for every single question. Now it's a matter of you knowing where to put the numbers. A student earned a grade of 60% on a math test that had 20 problems. How many problems on this test did the students answer correctly? So he earned a 60%, and that 60% was on a test that had 20 problems. So 20 has to be the total. So if he got 60%, how many questions did he get correct? So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so this part that he got correct is what we want. Relationships, there is one. How did the 100 become a 20? It's a divide by 5 relationship, so you're going to divide the top by 5. And 60 divided by 5 gives you 12. So there is our answer. You got 12 questions correct. So if you ever get a 12 out of 20, you know that that's going to be 60%. Okay? And why can't I go back? It's a good question. Stretch that a little bit out. Put this a little bit back. And the back button. No, there is. Oh, yeah, here's the back button. Oh, there it is. Okay, hiding. All right. So, see if I can move this as fast. All right. So, I'm going to erase this because I want to use that same setup. All right, number 2. There are 30 carpenters in a crew. On a certain day, 18 of them were present. What percent showed up for work? Okay, so I think it's a little bit obvious here that 30 of them. Okay, there are 30 in total, so that's your total. On a certain day, 18 out of the 30 showed up for work. So what percentage is that? So this is the number we're trying to find. Is the relationship from 30 to 100? Not really. Nothing multiplied by 30 gives you 100. So there are 2 choices here. Not 2 choices. What am I doing? Okay. Your choice here is to find a relationship that can work for 100. So you can either scale this fraction up, make it bigger, or make it smaller. I choose to make it smaller because usually that works best. So what can I divide this top and bottom by so that whatever I end up with has a relationship with 100? So if I divide by 2, I get 9 over 15. That's not going to help me. If I divide by 3, yeah, okay, so I'm going to divide 18 by 3, and that's going to give me 6. I'm going to divide 30 by 3, and that's going to give me 10. I no longer need this, and this is my new fraction. So I reduce 18 over 30 to give me 6 out of 10. Now, I think I can use this 10 to find a relationship with 100. Yes, I can, times 10. So on top, it's going to be times 10. So my answer is 60%. So if 18 of the 30 guys show up for work, that means 60% of them show up for work that particular day. Okay. Number 3. Okay, I heard a lot of things about number 3 right off the bat today. A metal bar weighs 12 ounces. So the total weight of this bar, okay, the whole bar itself weighs 12 ounces. 95%, not all the bar is made of silver. So most of the bar, almost all of the bar is made of silver. How many ounces of silver are in the bar? So the total ounces of the bar is 12 ounces. 95% of it, so 95% is what do you call silver. So out of the 12 ounces, how many ounces is made of silver? So can you take something and 100 divided by something to give you 12? There is nothing, not that I know of, that divided by 100 divided by it gives you 12. So we have to change this fraction. Now, for this particular one, it's going to be a little bit different because if you simplify it, there's only two numbers you can simplify it by. You can actually divide it by 5. You can divide 95 by 5, you get 19. Divide 100 by 5, and you get 20. So will that help you with a 12? That still won't help you with a 12. Nothing divided by 20 gives you 12. So since that's not going to work, your only other option is to make this fraction bigger. What can I increase? What can I make this bigger by? Okay, so that whatever number at the bottom has a relationship with 12. So you have to be obviously a little bit comfortable with your numbers. And I know that 12, for example, goes into 60, right? So which also means that 12 will go into 600. So I'm going to change the 100 over here to 600. So to increase it, I'm going to multiply 100 times 6. Now multiply the top number, obviously, times 6 again. So 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 9 is 54, plus the 3, 570. So I created an equivalent ratio. I didn't change the value. So 95 over 100 is the same thing as saying 570 over 600. Now I'm going to use this. So let me just cross this out for a second. I use this new fraction to help me with the 12. So is there something 600 divided by something that gives me 12? Yes, there is. Is 50. Sorry. 600 divided by 50 gives me 12. So there is a relationship. So I'm going to take the same thing on the top. I'm going to take 570. I'm going to divide it by 50. And I'm going to get whatever number. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me just go 570 divided by 50, and that is going to be 11.4. So feel free to use a calculator for this. Okay, let me go back. Let's try 3. We did 3. Now let's go for 4. And I could have just erased everything, which is probably the best way. So I'll do that from question 4. A student answered 86 problems on the test correctly and received a grade of 98. So let's start filling things in. So 98 is what he got. So in order to get 98, he answered 86 problems. Not all of them correct, but 86 out of what? We don't know, and I'm assuming that's going to be what the question is asking. So how many questions were on this test? So he got 86 out of what? Out of 88, out of 90, something really close, okay? So that he got 100. Is there a relationship here? Can I simplify the 98 over 100 to something so that has a relationship to 86? Well, let's try if I divide by 4, this would be 25. What if I divide by 90? 98 by 4, will that work? 98 divided by 4, no. Yeah, a second, guys. Let me do this. 98 to 46, no, 48, 49, right? 249, 7, 7. So if I divide 98 by 14, 7. 6 divided by 7 is, that's not going to work. 8, wait, 49. What if I by 2 is 49? Yikes. Okay, so I can understand your problems now. What if I do by 14? That's not going to go 98. 2 and 49. Give me a second, guys. 49. No, that's not going to work. It's either going to be 2. Okay, so our other choice is to make it bigger. All right, so I'm not gonna like this, to be honest with you. Unless I'm missing something. If I divide this by 2, no, 7, 86. That's not 7. That's not going to 86. 4, 9, 8, 8, 8, 9 by 7. I'll get 14. 86 divided by 14 equals, no, that's not going to work. Okay, so I might have to redo, well, alright, so let's just do this. So one thing I told you can do is to make it to go higher. So what can we multiply to make this higher? I'm going to multiply top and bottom. I'll multiply top and bottom by 86. And you'll see why in a second. Times 86, and this times 86. So 100 times 86, it's 8,600. And obviously you're going to have to do this on a calculator. I'm going to take 98 times 86, which is 8,428. Okay. Is there a relationship now from this to this? Yes, if you take 8,428 and divide it by 86, so I'm going to divide by 98, right? And here, I'm going to take that, 8600 divide by 98, and you're going to get 87.75. What was I thinking when I created this question? That's how many questions there were on your test. It doesn't really make sense. So, but if you only think about the numbers and don't put it in the context of questions, then that's your answer. Okay, I apologize for this question. A little bit difficult. But it gets you thinking, doesn't it? Let's try the next one. 4. No, 5. Manuel found a wrecked Trans Am, okay, that he could fix. He bought the car for 65% of the original price of 72. So 100 part total. So the original price was 7,200. So that has to be the total. But he didn't pay. He paid 65%. So what's 65% of 7,600? This one's pretty easy actually, because there is a direct relationship. Times 72, and on top would be times 72. And you're going to get 72 times 65, and you're going to get 4,680. So how much did he pay? The original price was 4,600. He didn't pay that much. He only paid 65%. 65 is the same thing as saying 4,680. 6. A crew is made up of 8 men and a certain number of women. 40% of the crew are men. How many people are in the... What happened? 40% are men. Hang on a second, guys. Just do that. So let's set it up. A crew is made of so 100% part total. 40% of the crew are men, so 40% are men. So 40% is the same thing as saying 8 men, because that's what it is. Eight men. There's a certain crew that's made up of men and women. 8 of them are men, so 8 of them represents 40% of the crew. So how many people are in total in this particular crew? Is there a relationship from 40 to 80? Divide by 5. And 100 would be divided by 5. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. That makes sense. How many are women? Obviously, if there's 20, 8 are men, 12 are women. Okay. And that's that. To 7. Ben earns $12,800 a year. About 15% is taken out for taxes. How much is taken out for taxes? So 100% part here total. We know he makes $12,800 a year, so that's the total amount he makes a year, $12,800. Out of that, 15% is taken for taxes. So what's 15% out of $12,800? Well, let's find out. So there is the relationship times 128, right? So on top is going to be times 128, and 15 times 128, according to my phone is 1,920. So if he makes $12,800, 15% of that is 1,920, which is his tax portion. 8. There are 32 students in the class, so right away I know that the total number of students is 32. 9 of those students are women. What percent of men? Well, so 9%. 9 of the students, sorry, are. Just read. So, let me the question again. There are 32 students in a class. 9 of those students are women. So, part, which means 9 of the students are women. And how much does that represent in a percentage? If you have 32 people, 9 are women, what's that percentage-wise? Okay, so is the relationship here from 32 to 100? I don't think so. Can I simplify this? Oh, no, I can't. And you know what? I am just going to rewrite this, please. Okay, you know what? This is getting annoying. Let me just go like this. Sorry, so I need the space. So let me set this up again. 32 students in the class. That goes here because that's the total. 9 of them are women. So part total. So let's find out what represents that. So these are the 9 women in the class. Is there a relationship between 32 and 100? There isn't. And if I can't simplify this, I can't simplify 9 over 32 any longer. So I have to not decrease but make it bigger. So let me make another fraction over here. What can I change 9 over 32 so that whatever number I find in my denominator has a relationship with 100? The easiest way to do this, honestly, is to multiply 32 times 100. So if you're going to go this way, you're going to multiply by 100. You're going to get 3,200. And on top, times 100, it's going to get 900. Now, you'll see that this has a relationship with 100. It's going to be reversed. I'm going to use this number over here. 3,200 to go to 100 is divided by 32. Okay, so going to be divided by 32. So 3,200 divided by 3 is going to give me 100. And 900 divided by 32 equals 28.125% or 28.13% if I asked you to round to the nearest hundreds. And this says what percent of men? Well, 9 are women, and the percentage out of 32 that are women is 28.125. So you just take 100% and you go minus 28.125. You can use your calculator or just subtract it, and 100 minus 28.125 is going to give you as 71.875 as a to the decimal percent to the thousands place. 71.875% of 32 are men. Okay, so honestly, only those, maybe question 3 and 4 were the only ones that were a little bit too difficult. 9. A softball team plays 75 Royals. It's Kansas City Royals. So 100. They played 75 games and won 55. Okay. So here's the 75 games they played, and they won 55. Right? What percent would that be? You won 55 games out of 75. What percent did you just win? Well, let's see if there's a relationship. Let's divide this by, by 25. Does that work? No, by 5 is going to be 11. By 5, well, 75 divided by 5. 15, that's also not going to work. Because if I divide by 5, I'm going to get 11 over 15. Is the relationship between 15 and 100? No. So simplifying this, it's not going to really work. So if simplifying is not going to work, we have to go higher. So instead of, I'm going to change this, I'm going to multiply by 100. 75 times 100. It's going to give me 7,500. I multiply the top also by 100. That's going to give you 5,500. Notice that now I have a relationship to 100. How does 7,500 become 100? Obviously, divided by 75. And then how does 5,500? I'm going to divide by 75. So 5,500 divided by 75, 73.333. So 73, let's just write 73.33. Okay? So that's the percentage of wins. I didn't ask you for wins here. I asked for one for loss. So out of 100%, if they if they won 73%, 73.33, the amount that they lose is going to be the difference. Okay. 10 minus 3 is 7, 9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 3 is 6 again, 9 minus 7 is 12. So the percent that they lost would be 26.67%. Okay. 10. Shannon paid $8,400 in federal and state income taxes as a lab technician, which amounted 28% for annual income. What was her income? Okay. A little bit backwards. 100%. This is the total amount. This is part. So it says she paid $8,400, which amounts, so 28% is what she paid in taxes. And 28% is the same thing over here as 8,400. So she paid 28% in taxes. What would that be out of? So 8,400. So if out of the whole thing that you made all year long, you paid $8,400. What was the whole amount that you made all year? Okay. So, is there a relationship between 28 and 8,400? I have no idea. 8,400 divided by 28. I'm just going to divide it. Yes, there is. Look at that. If you take 28 and you multiply it by 300, it gives you 8,400. And guess what I'm going to do here? I'm going to multiply by 300. And that has 4 zeros and a 3, so final answer 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after 1 year of work, she made $30,000, of which 8,400 went to taxes. All right, so I'll take that back from what I said in the beginning, where I thought this was a little bit too hard. Only a couple of questions, maybe. I can see that you got confused. We'll go over it again on Thursday for some of you. Okay, but I hope you didn't think after watching this it's still that difficult. All right, so that's it.